The foodness, the fondness of food shows here anyways. But let me get back to the topic for today. The topic that I have chosen for today is meeting roles and responsibilities of the meeting. That is, when we are actually conducting a meeting in a Toastmaster, what are the important roles that we take up? And why are these roles very important? Now, we are all here not just to improve our public speaking skills, but also to improve upon our leadership skills. I can see that over the period of time, we all have become much more confident. We have started taking up roles so easily, which is really amazing. But then we should also know how to take them up and to get the most out of it. So let me just start by introducing you to all the important roles that we take up in the meeting. As we all know, the first role that we take up in the meeting is the Toastmaster of the day. We call it the Toastmaster of the evening because we have our meetings in the evening. So the Toastmaster for the day. Now, I would like to ask the Toastmaster for the day today as to what does he thinks he learns from this role. Yes, Sandeep.
Regarding this role, I feel that it's more challenging when it comes to the day when you are having the Toastmaster session. You have to call up, you have to inform all of the members. The role players are set as per the schedule, and to confirm whether the role players will be attending the meeting or not, and if somebody backs out at the last moment, what is if you have something, backup speakers, or maybe if somebody's late, what to do in that criteria. These are some of the responsibilities which Toastmaster is supposed to do.
Exactly. So that is what it is, that what are the roles, what are the responsibilities of the Toastmaster of the evening. He has to set the agenda, he has to get all the role players in time, he has to get them all playing their roles, and he has to set the agenda. The other thing which is very interesting about this role is he or she is the person who is actually taking you throughout the meeting. So if he's boring and dull, you would not enjoy. That person has to have a big smile like Toastmaster Sachin always has, and also be able to take us through the meeting in a very nice and friendly manner. I asked Toastmaster Sandeep as to what he learned, but he did not really was able to tell me that. So I would just like to say what I have learned in my Toastmaster of the day journey is that I learned to take up responsibilities. This is not an easy task, let me tell you. It takes a lot out of you. It is a responsible job. You have to be on the go for the whole week. You have to call up people, you have to get the role confirmed, and it does. But then you are learning all these skills, and I'm sure such skills would really help you in any other task that you do outside Toastmaster also. The other thing that I would just like to remind you as a Toastmaster of the day is that you have to just be able to talk sense and talk less. To make the meeting more interesting, we would try to refrain ourselves from talking too much. Okay, now let's move on to the Topic Master. This is the second role, as you've already seen. Now, what does the Topic Master, becoming a Topic Master teaches you? I think again, the first thing is confidence. The second thing is you are first thinking out of the box, because you are choosing for topics. So your creativity gets enhanced. And then definitely you are there conducting a session for 5 minutes, and you have to do it most effectively. Few suggestions when you take up a Topic Master. Please do not explain the topic. Just give your topic, just like how Toastmaster Preeti did, and do not explain. Now come on. You thought of giving a topic saying investment opportunities. You have something in mind, but then if our lover boys and these Toastmasters of our club will come in front, they would obviously want to talk about investing their time in girls. Why not? Let them, because that's how the creativity comes out. So do not explain. Now, the other thing that a Topic Master has to remember is that sometimes people are hesitant in taking up the roles. So you have the liberty of picking up, you have to encourage them. You have to encourage the guests, because in our meeting, this is the only session where we allow the guests to speak. And only when a guest speaks, you gain confidence and you want to take up this journey. So it is very important to speak as a Toastmaster, table topic speaker. Moving on, speech evaluator. Now we call this a very important role player, because we all are here not just to deliver our speeches, but also to understand where we went wrong, what we could have changed, how we could have become better. And this is the responsibility of the speech evaluator. So Toastmaster Moon, I would just like to ask you one quick thing as to being a speech evaluator. What do you learn?
I have learned to listen, to
Yes.
read before coming here and evaluating a person on what that person is supposed to be doing, and think critically, and also to talk to a person in such a way that the person understands what are the things that the person needs to improve on, but at the same time is motivated to give another speech.
Exactly. Like how we say, we use the sandwich method in evaluation. We first talk about the good points, then slowly we slide in the negative points, but then we encourage the person again by giving them some positive suggestions. And that is how the entire evaluation should be done. But before the evaluation, the most important thing is the speakers. Now, who are these speakers? We have 3 speakers on everyday basis. These 3 speakers, what do? We have a manual, and we are following the manual, and we are preparing for our speeches, taking each single objective. Every speech you have one objective that you are trying to fulfill. Like today, Toastmaster Bijay gave his icebreaker. Now, icebreaker is the first time he's giving a prepared speech. So what could be better than talking about yourself? So that you become more comfortable with the entire arena. And then you move on to learning different skills. So as a speaker, you learn the most. You learn to prepare, you learn to observe, you learn to just, while preparing your speech, you are learning a lot of things. You improve on your writing skills, you are thinking creatively as to how to make your speech creative and interesting, how to deliver your speech, how to say that word and how to not say that word. So there are a lot of things that you are learning while you are giving your speech. So just follow the manual. That's the only instruction that I would like to give to the speaker. Now, moving on, the general evaluator. This is the third session of the meeting, where the general evaluator, as Toastmaster Sadiksha today, is evaluating all of us. She's looking at all of us and she's observing. I was late, she's going to comment on me today. I hadn't. She's going to evaluate everybody, she's going to evaluate the entire meeting. And she also carries on the other evaluation sessions, which is the timer, our counter, and grammarian, which is again a very important task. What does a timer do? Nobody likes people who come late. Nobody likes if somebody is just talking on and on and on. So we have our set timings in the agenda sheet, and the timer is evaluating you on that. If I exceed my timing, I think I failed, because I was not prepared enough to speak on time. So that is what the timer has to do. One suggestion to the timer, this is something that I've been observing in our meetings, is when the time is there to turn on the green light, please keep the green light on for a little while, because what is happening is sometimes the speaker's eye does not reach you and he misses out, he misses the time. So just keep the green light on till you are switching to the yellow light, and keep the yellow light on till you switch to the red light. In that way, the speaker will be able to understand his timing. Now the next is the R counter and the grammarian. These are 2 important roles, because these are the 2 people who are looking at your grammar, who are trying to improve, who are trying to help you improve upon your English skills. They will help you by telling you where you've made a grammatical mistake, and the R counter is actually going to tell you your ahs and the ums and the you knows and the likes and all the unnecessary words that you have just put in. It is definitely very easy to use these words, but then these are crutch words which we do not want. We all want to improve and become so good that we have no crutch words when we speak. So these are the basic roles that we are performing in the meeting. Now, moving on, I would like to talk about the additional roles which are also prescribed by the Toastmaster. There are 3 roles that we have. First is the presenter of invocation, that is the presenter of the thought of the day, which we are not really following. But since I'm putting it up here, if you all like the idea, we can introduce that. That adds up one more role, and that is like talking about something motivational, something which inspires, relating to the theme. Whatever the theme is, food, okay, some motivational thought about food, eat more and be happy, or anything. So that is how the thought for the day is basically introduced either in the beginning of the meeting or in the middle of the meeting. So this will again add one more role, one more person gets to come here and talk. So that is something that can be done. The other role is a joke master. Again, a joke. Why not start the meeting with a joke? Or why not end the meeting with a joke? Anything can be done. One person can be assigned the role of a joke master per meeting, and that person prepares a joke and come. Now these 2 roles also require practice. It is not that you just come here random and you start scrolling your WhatsApp and you want to read a joke or a thought. No, you have to prepare properly so that you're able to present whatever you're going to speak in a very proper way. So these are just 2 suggestions that we can start in our meetings if you suggest. And the third is the vote counter, which we already have. We call it the ballot counter. So this is an additional role that we are using, which makes the role in the meeting, which makes the meeting more smooth. And that is why we do have a ballot counter who is collecting the votes and telling us who have won, giving away the certificates. So that is there. Now, we always talk about the EXCOM. And a lot of people do not know what an EXCOM is. It is the club officer. We have 7 club officers in the club. This is just a small committee of people which has been made who will help the club run smoother. They have a lot of roles which they are performing outside the meeting as well. That is, information about that is given in the club officers training. But I would just like to share in brief as to what are the roles that a club officer does in the meeting. Now the Sergeant at Arms is the person who arranges the hall, who sees that everything is in order, who starts the meeting, and who while leaving the room, he has to keep everything back in order. So that is the role of Sergeant of Arms. President is the one who is opening the meeting and closing the meeting. So the mood is actually set by the president. The third is VP Education. Now, Vice President Education is the person who is actually checking what role you're taking, checking on your CC manual, CC achievements and your CL achievements and other things. And the VP Education is actually supposed to tell you when and what roles you should be doing. VP Public Relations have to maintain public relations, has to talk to all the guests, have to introduce the club to them, try to make them feel friendly, and also work on our Facebook page. And if they are active, they can also set up a website for us. Okay, now VP Membership. VP Membership's role is again to talk to members, ask them if they are having any problems, talk to guests, try to convert them into members, and also to do some fellowship programs for all the members, like crafting. Okay, now secretary. In the club meeting, during the club meeting, secretary has to take the minutes, which instead of the minutes, he keeps the agenda sheet with himself, and also to circulate the register. Coming to the treasurer, which is the last of the club officers' role, collect all the dues, keep poking people, please pay your fees. And yes, just to see that everything is in place. If we need to buy something for the club, you need to do that. So these are basically the roles that we are playing. So just imagine, not just speeches, not just public speaking, but we are improving so much. There is so many things that we are learning in every meeting. So I would like to just end now by giving you a nice quotation which says that coming together is a beginning, and we have all begun. And I encourage the guests to begin. Keeping together is progress, but working together is success. So let us all work together and make Himalaya Toastmasters the best club. Okay.
Thank you, Nishi, for such a wonderful speech. Coming to our next speaker, she is Toastmaster NIshi. She's too passionate about her life. She loves watching documentaries, and about her favorite